Friends, which is the best transmission for your car? MT, AT, AMT or CVT or DCT? When it comes to choose which transmission is best suited, you may like to know a bit more about these different types of transmissions. Let's first look at what exactly is this transmission means. There are many people who are still under the impression that there are only two types of transmissions, the manual transmission and the auto transmission. But there is so much more to it. It's not just simply that. Transmission is essentially a link between the engine of your vehicle and the wheels. It's a crucial part of your drivetrain which transmits torque from engine to the wheels via the differential, which splits the power between the two wheels, in turn connected to the drive shafts and the wheels. Torque is sent to the wheels using an appropriate gear ratio, and this gear ratio can be selected either manually or automatically. Manually selecting the gear ratio will require depressing a clutch to disengage the connection between the engine and the wheels in order to change the gears. Depending on the type of transmission, there could be many number of gears. The lower gear ratios will provide plenty of torque to climb steep grades, etc. and do hard work. Simply put, more power but less speed. Whereas the higher gear ratios will result in far less wheel torque but higher speed for economically cruising on the highways, etc. There are many variants, types and subvariants of transmission. The manual transmission is the simplest and the oldest. It uses a clutch, physical clutch, to disengage the engine from the transmission to change the gears. So the driver selects the gears manually using both a movable gear and driver operated clutch. This type of transmission is also known as stick shift or standard transmission. Despite being an endangered species in today's world, a manual transmission has many advantages. It's easiest and cheapest type to repair thanks to its simplicity. Many driving enthusiasts really enjoy having a total control over the drivetrain and feeling the shifting of gears manually. And it offers good fuel economy, probably better than the standard automatic versions, and they're also typically lesser expensive. But nowadays, some of the modern auto gearboxes can boast for a better fuel efficiency as compared to manual ones. The biggest disadvantage about the manual transmission is the difficulty in driving through heavy traffic congestion. So it's really tiresome in slow moving traffic. Manual transmission can be more efficient for transferring the power to the wheels, as they do not suffer from power losses associated with the automatic transmissions. When it comes to performance, skilled drivers can optimize the gear changes to the maximum to get a good performance and control. Now let's come to the automatic transmission, AT. Automatic transmissions are the most popular ones today in the world. And they're very easy to drive and offer very comfortable driving experience, especially when you drive through heavy traffic. However, automatic transmission can be more expensive and are typically less fuel efficient as compared to manual transmission. But as we already said, some of the latest generations, modern 6-gear, 8-gear gearboxes use less fuel than manual. When you talk about the traditional AT, we refer to one specific type called slush box. It doesn't require a driver's interference or manual operation by the driver for changing gears, and instead make use of the hydraulic power to shift the gears. The required gear is selected from the feedback from the sensors that determine how much power is needed. Standard automatic gearboxes make use of a torque converter instead of a clutch. There's no clutch there. Earlier times, this type of transmission used to have only 3 or 4 gears, but today they can have as many as 10 and have become very, very advanced nowadays. Over the years, there have been numerous trade names like the GM's Hydromatic, Audi's Tiptronic, BMW's Steptronic. But many models, they also give a manual control to the drivers. In some cars, the manual mode provided can emulate a manual transmission. Auto transmission definitely gives a simplified driving experience, providing a gentle learning curve of driving for new drivers. But the trade-off is that this is a little more complex compared to manual transmission. As a result, it's more prone to failure and costs more to fix and replace and repair. Now let's talk about AM type, that is automated manual transmission AM. This is also known as SAT, semi-automatic transmission. Essentially, an auto transmission model uses a regular clutch and gear setup Actually, it automates actions by using sensors, actuators, processors, and pneumatics. So like in the case of a manual transmission, here there is a mechanical clutch and gear. However, the action of the clutch is not controlled directly by the driver operation. Rather, that is automated using electronic, pneumatic, and hydraulic controls. Sometimes it's also referred to as direct shift gearbox, DSG, or a sequential manual gearbox, SMG. This transmission allows for fully automatic forward gear shifting or manual shifts through the gear selector. Now let's come to CVT, continuously variable transmission. CVT transmissions are actually a type of automatic transmission that uses continuously varying gear ratio. This means that the transmission can shift smoothly through an infinite number of gear ratios. So this can result in a much better fuel economy and performance. However, mind you, CVT transmission can be more expensive than the traditional automatic transmissions. They may not be as durable too. It uses a special belt or chain that runs between two pulleys shaped like cones, continuously vary the gear ratios. As the belt of the chain moves up one cone, it moves down the other. This keeps the engine more efficient. Power range. There may be manual mode also provided, shifting between certain preset positions. More and more new cars nowadays are getting equipped with CVT. Benefits are many, but there are some disadvantages also. Periods of rapid acceleration may create unusual noises and excessive vibration, which are uncommon in the other types of transmissions. The apprehension is that CVTs don't provide exciting takeoffs and fast acceleration and often exhibit some lag as it adjusts the engine before sending powers to the wheels. They are expensive to purchase and maintain. Now let's come to the dual clutch transmission, DCT. DCT is a type of automatic transmission that uses two clutches to shift the gears more quickly and smoothly than the traditional automatic transmission. This makes them ideal for performance cars. However, DCT transmission can be much more expensive and also they may not be that durable. So in the case of dual clutch transmission, they don't use a torque converter like in the case of automatic transmission. And also they don't use the planetary gear sets. Instead, they use a manual type transmission and two concentrically mounted clutches to engage the main input or the counter shaft. They are automatic gearboxes whose internal behave like two automated manual transmissions working in tandem. One clutch is connected to the odd gears and the other one to the even gears. But like in the case of other automatic types, it's not the driver that shifts the gears. Shifts are initiated by the electronic driving module. DCT allows quite rapid and smooth gear shifting, and it's ideal for sports car applications. It's got excellent fuel economy. It offers the same ease and convenience which is offered by an traditional automatic transmission. It is much more expensive to buy and maintain. There are no torque converters in this, so you're still wearing out those mechanical clutch due to friction in the traffic. It's not as smooth as a traditional automatic thing. In the heavy traffic, when you drive in the traffic, it usually exhibits some pull-away lag. Now let's look at some examples of these different types of transmissions offered by some of the cars available in India today. In the case of dual clutch transmission, there are a few cars like Hyundai i20 offering a 7-speed DCT model petrol, a Kia Sonet offering a 7-speed DCT petrol, a Skoda Octavia also offering a 7-speed DCT, Volkswagen Polo GT1 offering 7-gear DCT petrol. You talk about CVT transmissions, you have number of cars like Maruti Suzuki Baleno, Honda Amaze, Honda Jazz, Kia Seltos, Nissan Magnite, Renault Kiger. I am having an MG car which is a CVT transmission. A traditional automatic transmission 80 cars. Examples could be Hyundai Creta, 6-speed 80 petrol, Maruti Suzuki Ertiga, 4-speed 80 petrol, Toyota Innova Crista, 6-speed 80 petrol, Mahindra XUV 500, 6-speed 80 petrol. Let's look at AMT, the semi-automatic auto manual transmission examples. The Renault Kid offers 5-speed AMT, Tata Tiago offers 5-speed AMT petrol, Maruti Celerio offers a 5-speed AMT petrol, Ignis offers a 5-speed petrol AMT. So let's conclude by saying that the question of which transmission type I should buy will definitely depend on the make, the model, the type of performance you aspire, besides the budget being a major concern. Every transmission has its own pros and cons. If you're looking for the most fuel efficient and best performing cars, a DCT or even a CVT could be your preference. If you're looking for a comfortable, easy driving experience, then automatic transmission, traditional automatic transmission could be a best choice for you. And if you are looking for a traditional driving experience, then a manual transmission is obviously the choice. Okay, thank you.